Yeah, what up, boxing fans? I'm gonna be playing part of the collaboration that I did with UFC, MMA, boxing, WWE. His old name was Lord God Melvin. We did a collab today, man. We talked about Wilder, Fury, Wilder, Szpilka. What other fight we touched on? Glasgow, Martin, and we talked about Amir Khan, Ronda Rousey, a lot of different topics, man. I'm gonna upload some of that interview. If you guys want to catch the full collab, I will put the link in the description to his channel. Shout out to him, man. You guys go subscribe to his channel. He does gaming, boxing, UFC, MMA. He covers it all, man. So I hope you guys enjoy this collab. Oh yeah, and apologies for the static, man. It was my speakers. I keep having problems with this Google Hangouts, but here it goes.
Punches are very, very dangerous, especially in the heavyweight division. Whether they hit you in the temple or hit you in the chin, whatever they hit, they're gonna hurt you.
The impact, yeah, the impact coming in. I'm sitting there eating crow, man, this morning because I picked Glasgow. I should have listened to my boy Blood. He said he was going with Martin, and I picked Glasgow. So I'm sitting there eating crow. But Charles Martin, he shocked me, man. He's precise with his punches. And that's the reason he's undefeated. He showed me a lot in that fight yesterday.
Yeah, he uses his skills. He uses what he has to his advantage. He reminds me, I'm going to say this, right? People are going to say, why do you see it like that? Charles Martin is kind of like 70, 80%, maybe 90%, but 70% of George Foreman.
He reminds you of the old George Foreman or the younger George Foreman?
Young George Foreman.
Young George Foreman that was knocking out Frazier and Joe Frazier and Ali, that young George Foreman.
That Foreman. That's what he reminds me of. That Foreman who was tall, big, knew how to use his benefits to his advantage, his skills, like his height, his arms, his length. You know, he used his big wide body. He used all that to his advantage. If he fights any opponent that's not his size, he's gonna beat them because he's been trained, to use his best abilities to his advantage, his height, his reach. That's what makes him so skilled.
So who do you want to see like Martin fight next? Wilder. He's the IBF champ, so people gonna have to come see. They're gonna have to come see him. So, well, if you want to come see him fight next, would be a good matchup for him.
Lennox Lewis said it last night. The last time there were three kings, it was Mike Tyson, Holyfield, and Lennox Lewis. Right now, there are three kings. There are Deontay Wilder, Charles Martin, and Tyson Fury. And you guys can either A, duck, run, dodge each other for like 5 years, whatever, maybe 6 years, whenever one of you guys lose. Or you can B, go for greatness and fight each other. I believe that Martin and Wilder, or Martin and Fury, you know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be kind of hard to get Fury and Wilder to make that deal. Even though I've seen all that happening, I still don't think Fury's going to take the fight. I don't believe Tyson Fury's going to take that fight.
Unless it's in the UK, he ain't going to want to take that fight.
Nope. You hit it right in the button.
Yeah. Travel. Like Glasgow, he probably gonna want a rematch, but he's gonna blame that. He's gonna blame that knee injury. He's gonna say, man, I hurt my knee, man. I tore my ACL. I want a rematch. So he's gonna cry foul play.
That's true. But on the scorecards, that's probably what they're gonna use against him. The scorecards prove it all. When you score, especially when you score power punches that are so clearly, so visible to see. On the scorecard, Glasgow was losing bad. There was no chance.
I had him losing. Even though I picked him, I had him losing every round up to that point. He was losing every round. But I would like to see Charles Martin fight Wilder next. If Wilder doesn't fight Povetkin, I think that would be a good fight, man. Because both guys managed by Al Heyman? I'm not sure.
Quick, easy, and done fight.
Yeah, so Martin, he's with Al Heyman, right?
Yeah, quick, easy, and done.
Yeah, that's an easy fight to make. Wilder and Martin, and it's a unification bout. That would be a huge fight, man. In my opinion, that's a huge fight. What other fight we got to cover, man? On docket?
biggest fight of the night.
What was your thoughts on that fight, man?
My thoughts on the fight is very simple. It was magnificent. Honestly, I seen Wilder, which some guys say he throws off balance, you know, and I just seen a guy who wants to win. That's what I found. I see a guy who's trying to knock his opponent out, who's taking a risk to win. You know, he's not just trying to satisfy the crowd; he's trying to satisfy himself, his own urge to knock that person out. I mean, it was magnificent. Only thing I didn't like about Wilder is this: I wish that Floyd Mayweather Sr. or actually just Floyd Mayweather Sr. would take Wilder under his wing for a little bit, like he did Darrell, like he did several other fighters.
That's a great point, man. I was just about to bring that up, but go ahead, what you thought?
And just teach this guy some better defense, because he has the height. Like there's some time Deontay Wilder doesn't have to get hit. I'm just keeping it real. You know, he doesn't have to get hit. And if he would just practice, like all he has to do is watch the Manny Pacquiao fight. Don't get me wrong, Manny Pacquiao fans voted for Pacquiao to win, but I have to say the truth. Floyd Mayweather did display some great defensive skills and dashes and evasive moves that, you know, that I think Wilder needs to pick up on some of those moves, use the range to his advantage, because if you're not afraid to knock the person out, that's good. But if you're getting hit while you're risking it, you know.
Just to elaborate more on the training situation, I think a trainer like Freddie Roach or Floyd Sr. man would do him wonders, because his footwork was terrible. Mm-hmm. I kept wondering if this guy's gonna fall or slip and break his neck. In the first round, he nearly fell 2 or 3 times. In the 8th round, he fell. I'm like, man, I mean, the fundamentals you gotta fix that, man. He gotta get that fixed. When you fighting guys like Fury or potential fight with a Martin or Vladimir Klitschko, you gotta have your techniques down, man, and your footwork. It has to be corrected, and his defense.
Do you hear static from me, or is it static? I have a little static.
I don't hear it. I don't mind.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the viewers.
You getting like a double echo?
Yeah, it's a little static. No, it's okay, but you're right about the footwork. That's the problem I have with Deontay Wilder, and that's what everybody has with him. Getting hit when he's not supposed to be getting hit. And he needs someone to teach him better footwork. And I believe the man for the task has to be Floyd Mayweather Sr. Or I was Floyd Mayweather Jr., right? And I wanted to make myself known. You know what I'm saying? I would just take Deontay Wilder under my wing and train him.
I got an actual controversial question now.
Sure.
Because a lot of people, they're crying racism and foul play this morning. How did you score that fight prior to the knockout?
Which fight? Szpilka and Wilder? Oh, Szpilka was slick. He came in there. He used some boxing.
Yeah, but what was your scorecard prior to him getting stopped?
Oh, my scorecard was every round for Deontay Wilder, except for I think the 2nd round, but every round for Deontay Wilder.
So he had Wilder up every round, except for the 2nd round.
Except for 2nd round, yeah.
I heard another brother fell shake boxing. He had Szpilka winning.
No.
And Thunderdome Boxing had Szpilka winning on their scorecards. So a lot of people were angry with those scorecards. So you saw Wilder winning every round except one.
Every round, and the only reason why I haven't won the 2nd round because the combination at the end of the 2nd round from Szpilka. Was the 2nd round or 1st? It was a round where Szpilka had a combination at the end of it, which was okay, you know, or leading to the end of the round. And I felt like, okay, Wilder had to respect him a little bit. And Wilder actually gave him a dap or kind of a hug at the end of the round. Good round, baby. Like I'm saying, good round. You know what I mean? That's the round I gave him, because even Wilder said good round to him. You know what I mean? Other than that, Wilder totally schooled this guy. It was totally schooling him. I know that Wilder is falling and moving and stuff like that, because he is like, you know, a guy who has the athleticism of a basketball player, and that's why he's so fast. But he needs to understand that you could do a crossover, but you got to do the crossover right. You know what I'm saying? You could side. Huh? Go ahead.
Gotta perfect it.
Yeah. Gotta perfect it. You know, and trying to throw that dashing hook, or I don't know how they call it nowadays, but trying to throw that hook that he's throwing, his knockout punch, his signature move, right? whenever he's trying to get that person into that check hook or that leading hook, whenever he's trying to do that, you can see that he needs some footwork.
Yeah, I'm a Wilder fan too. I can just literally remember myself just screaming at the television like, "Come on, man, get your fundamentals together, because we can easily stop this guy." I knew he could stop him, but he just had to get the footwork and get himself balanced. Because you seen Szpilka ran straight into the punch. He ran straight into that counter. When he finally balanced himself, I was like, "Dang!" I was like, "Man, I hope he ain't dead, man." I was concerned for him. Because he ran straight into the punch. And you can see when Wilder sits down on his punch and he get his fundamentals right and his technique, he has a lot of power, man. He's a dangerous fighter. Like you said, when he's off balance, he's sloppy. I was like, just scream at the TV, man. Balance yourself. Stop all this. Just get on balance, man. That's the kind of point you brung up, man. That was a good point.
I want him to get the credit. He actually landed a check hook. You know what I mean? And that's like, if you watch the Ricky Hatton and Floyd Mayweather fight.
With that punch, that was the check hook.
That was a check hook, man. I bet you people are not going to give him credit for that. And I see that a lot of people don't give him credit. That's why Lennox Lewis said he's working on things, he's getting better. That right there is fine. Even though he needs that footwork, and I love the trainer. He's a good trainer. But you can't turn the guy into you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he's trying to do with Wilder. He's trying to turn Wilder into him. I wish I could remember his name right now. But he was a very good fighter. And he's teaching Wilder all his tricks that he had when he ended his career. And Wilder's picking up on him great. But that footwork, he needs to go to either De La Hoya or he needs to go to, because I see Canelo doing a couple little tricks here and there. He needs to go to Floyd Mayweather. I mean, really bad.
Yeah, Canelo's defense, his defense has improved tremendously, man. I don't know if you've been watching Canelo, but he's a totally different fighter since that Floyd fight with his defense.
Oh, yeah, I seen him against the Austin Trout.
Yeah, with these little punches, man, and he's got way better as of late. What do you think Wilder fight next, man? What do you think next for Wilder?
After Wilder goes and destroys Povetkin, because I don't see... You have to understand that reach, and Povetkin's gonna come in like Szpilka didn't come in like he was supposed to. I feel like he did, but he did it. You know, I don't believe Alexander Povetkin is gonna try to be slick. That is not what he's gonna do.
Coming in and trying to brawl, not Wilder out.
Man, I have another friend of mine, Jason Estrada, who's in Rhode Island, who fought him. Right? Let me tell you something. That Povetkin guy is a guy who can throw punches and stay in the pocket. Alright? Make a long story short, when Wilder fights Povetkin, a lot of people are going to be disappointed because it's really going to go 4 rounds. And it's going to be because of Povetkin, not because of Wilder.
Yeah, a lot of people picking Povetkin. A lot of people picking Povetkin to win that fight. Picking him easily. I think I'm going to go with Wilder, though. I think Wilder would take it when it happens.
Teddy Atlas is not in that corner. That's all I want to tell all the fans, is that Teddy Atlas is not Povetkin's trainer anymore. Okay? That is not the same Povetkin. And believe me, you know that when he steps in the ring with Wilder, he's going to have to respect the range and respect the power. These are some things that people forget. Oh, you know, Wilder, we can say the things. We say Wilder has bad footwork. We can say a couple things. He gets hit a couple times. But at the same time, such great offense can make up for terrible defense. I believe Povetkin's going to come in and he's going to come into one of those adjustments. I seen Wilder make an adjustment. Instead of throwing the hook, he was throwing a cross straight down the middle and hitting Szpilka right dead in the forehead. And even hit Szpilka on I think right or left side of his face with a cross straight down the middle. You know what I'm saying? And when Povetkin comes to fight Wilder, who's throwing crosses and hooks and still spitting out jabs, he's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, if he catches him with a counter, it might be good night. He hit him with one of them counter shots that he caught Szpilka with.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be lights out. What do you think about Tyson Fury jumping in the ring, man? That looked like something The Rock would have did in that ring last night. And confronting Deontay Wilder. What you think about that, man?
At first I said, what is this publicity stunt? But then I looked at it for a second and I said, you know what? They're trying to, have these two people, talk.